Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Friends, artists, and everybody else who's decided to swarm into this little building tonight. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Neil Brown, and I am one of the organisers of K-Fest, and I'm also the chairman of the Screaming Pope Prize. On behalf of myself, the committee, Killorglin and K-Fest, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to Killorglin, to K-Fest, to the Old Mill, and to the Screaming Pope Prize of 2016. We're absolutely delighted to have you, so thank you for coming. It's 2015. I said 2016, so it's been a long day, all right? It's been a long day. So, I'm going to refer to my notes slightly. So, the Screaming Pope Prize, what is it? It's Ireland's newest and most unique arts award, exclusively organised as part of K-Fest Music and the Arts, that obviously enough takes place here in Killorglin every year on the June Bank Holiday weekend. This is the third year of K-Fest. It is the second year of the Screaming Pope Prize, and I suppose through its origins, K-Fest and the Screaming Pope Prize have both grown exponentially. Briefly on the origins of the festival, K-Fest was established in 2013 under the Gathering Initiative. I don't know what's going on with my ears at the moment. In 2013 under the Gathering Initiative. The first year we held it, we opened up about 15 buildings and we had about 40 artists. And we thought that was a huge success, and we were run absolutely ragged by it. For some reason we got the bright notion that the following year, last year, we decided to open up 25 galleries, and we went from 40 artists to 147 artists. Last year, honestly, I think two of us nearly ended up in hospital from exhaustion. We said we'd never ever do it again. Logistics people weren't talking to us. Our budget went through the sky, and we thought, right, look, we can't do 147 artists. We haven't got it. We haven't got the beds in the town. We haven't got the buildings in the town, and nobody's going to talk to us. We referred to our notes last week thinking 147 is that magic number. We're not allowed anywhere near it. We went to our notes last week, and I think we got 155 artists this year. So our budget woman isn't here tonight. I don't think she's been made aware of the fact that we have 155 artists. So let's just keep that between all of us here, okay? So, I suppose talking briefly about the galleries, we have to comment on. I'm merely a representative. I'm the charismatic mouthpiece of the festival. There's a load of us that do a lot of work here. Okay, I heard that. That was called Mike. The quality of galleries, the quality of artists. We didn't bring 155 artists just to bump up the numbers. We went out. All of us went out. We went online. We contacted friends. We went to art colleges. We've travelled the length and breadth of the country. Literally, we've travelled the length and breadth of the country, going to art colleges, meeting with people and inviting them down. We didn't just do this as, bravado to try and let's get more artists than last year. We didn't. We genuinely had no intention of inviting 155 artists, but we met 155 talented artists that we couldn't say no to. We wanted ye in this town. We needed ye in this town to make the festival great. So on behalf of myself and the committee, I want to thank ye artists for coming down, for taking a chance. It's quite daunting to be approached by 3 or 4 hairy guys and say, do you want to come down to my town for a weekend? And it's never worked with women before, but it seems to work with strangers. So thank you really for that. So I'm just going to give ye a round of applause for that. Thank you for taking that chance. I probably should have drank that way everybody was clapping rather than waiting everybody to stop and then take a drink. So, Screaming Pope Prize. This is our second year. Last year we had 5 finalists. We had 4 finalists and 1 winner. Our winner last year is Gertz Belodis. Gertz is standing here to my left. So Gertz, thank you for coming back, and we saw more of your work in the GOAT, and it's wonderful again, so thank you for that. Also returning are our wonderful judges, Rebecca Wall and Alan Ryan Hall. They came on board again. They took a chance with a couple of hairy lads to come down for a weekend, and they just did it, and they played an absolute blinder. This year we're joined by Carl Wallace, and we are absolutely delighted to have you, Carl. You've played an absolute blinder this weekend. He's run himself ragged around the place, so thank you, Carl, really. So what is the Screaming Pope Prize? Again, I'm referring to my notes. The Screaming Pope Prize aims to recognise the outstanding achievement. We encourage the pursuit of excellence and to promote the highest standards of quality and thought, technique, personal growth and achievement in the visual arts by conferring the industry's newest peer recognition symbol of distinction, the Screaming Pope Prize. Here it is next to me. For those at the back that can't see it, I'm going to do a Simba from The Lion King. Here we go. There we go. All hail the Pope, indeed. Feckin' thing weighs a ton too, and it's designed by our wonderful judge. Think before you talk, Neil. Think before you talk. It's designed by our wonderful judge, Alan Ryan Hall. So, Alan, thank you for that. The check is in the post. I feel it is important to note that both K-Fest and the Screaming Pope Prize are self-funded. We are a non-profit initiative. We are. What are we? What are we? Broke and knackered, to be quite honest. We're all volunteers. None of us get paid to do this. It started as a festival that runs for 4 days. It's turned into a festival that takes 12 months of organising, 12 months of fundraising, 12 months of travelling, planning. Over the last 3 months, and I exaggerate not, over the last 3 months, I've spent more time with Mike Ahern than I have with my own girlfriend. And they're both the same distance from me, so I suppose onto our sponsors. Really, none of this would be. I'm not going to talk too much about ourselves and our committee. We know how great we are. We say it to ourselves all the time. But none of this would be possible without some like-minded friends. So I'd just briefly like to take, please turn over. Briefly like to take a few minutes to just thank some of our sponsors. Who again, I repeat myself. Who again, it's so important to us to trust and to just take a chance. We approach people asking with our hand out, asking, please take a chance on us. We think we have something great here, and the reception has been utterly phenomenal. And without those sort of people, particularly like our judges, the work that these three have done over the weekend, you recognise the committee and the judges, because we're the lunatics running up and down the hill looking frantic and looking like headless chickens, but guys, you really have just outdone yourselves. So I can't thank you on behalf of the guys. We can't thank you enough for putting in the effort. We bring the artists put their work up, and you guys have 155 artists to talk to meet, and to delegate in 2 days has been outstanding. So really thank you for that. I suppose I'll invite Rebecca if you'd like to say a few words.
Okay, thanks, Neil. I don't know where to begin. I'm wondering, do we need blindfolds maybe, or there's no exits in the building when we start naming out people? It was very, very, very difficult to whittle it down to 5 is the first thing I'm going to say. Now, I didn't speak to everybody, but I'm sure you made contact or saw us coming into your gallery exhibits. We've made some recommendations for next year, but I just wanted to say regarding the actual gallery spaces, there were some absolutely outstanding curated spaces that were shown over the weekend, and for people who actually took the time and effort to put in that extra mile, it really, really paid off. The work was absolutely stunning. The other thing that I wanted to say is I think Killorglin should be really, really proud of not only the artists who've actually come here, but the people who actually get you to come here. I mean, those are massive negotiation skills, and I know the artwork is fantastic, but the artwork really here is the actual social engagement. So where people get together and actually have a conversation. And as somebody who's come out of college, one of the biggest things that I find is that you lose all the people that you would have had a community of when you leave college. So to get you all back into one room again is absolutely amazing. The 5 people that we selected were 5 people who we felt best represented K-Fest. The level of talent, the diversity of work, the standard was absolutely amazing. And I think you all should really, really, if everybody could get a prize, it would be fantastic. But you all deserve to be acknowledged for the work that you put in. So what I would say to you is, if you are not actually chosen, please come back next year, because as a judge who's been here last year, some of you actually have really, really progressed in your practice, and it's absolutely amazing to see. So I can only imagine where people would be this time again next year. We had a very, very long discussion, argument, fight, sulking, bullying to a certain extent as regards the 5 people. It wasn't me, I swear to God, about the 5 people that were actually chosen. But I think it was good to have 3 people who were from very, very diverse backgrounds, because we argued a point and we represented different artists, very, very different artists. So I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But my biggest thing I want to do is obviously thank you for coming, but I really, really want you to acknowledge the hard work that the committee actually went to put it together. So I've seen every exhibition. I've even been in the river a couple of times. Okay, so what I would say to you is, I would really, really like you to give a round of applause to all the committee that really, really did amazing work. And the last thing I would say is, obviously work sells regards the artists, but the businesses locally have done so well out of you and the actual people that you have brought here. I often pass through Killorglin and I have never seen it as busy as I have seen it this weekend, with families and young kids with maps. And to actually, Kate Kennelly talks an awful lot about, as an arts officer, not being able to quantify putting money into the arts and where to put the budgets because they're so small. But if you were to actually calculate the knock-on effect that this has had locally with kids and families, etc., and to think the whole thing is for nothing, it's free, is absolutely amazing. So it's an ingenious idea, and I wish there was more of it in Ireland. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to briefly thank our sponsors. One of our central sponsors that isn't here tonight is Blackbee Investments from Cork. They took a massive chance on us. After the Screaming Pope last year, we decided to take it on the road. We wanted to take our 5 finalists, our 5 talented finalists from last year, and exhibit them. So we went up to Camden Palace in Cork, and we exhibited them. And Blackbee, again, not really knowing us from Adam, just said we think it's a great idea, and they sponsored us. So thank you to Blackbee. There's a representative here, Billy. So thank you guys. Cheers. Another one of our main sponsors is Carrick House Hotel, the most wonderful local restaurant, and Peter is here from the family, the Slattery family. So Peter, thank you, and if you'd like to say a few words.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'd just like to commend the organising committee, the volunteers, and everyone who opened up their buildings to the artists this weekend. And Carrick House is delighted to co-sponsor the Screaming Pope Prize, and just a fantastic well done to all the artists that showed their work over the last few days. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. The next sponsor I'd like to thank is the Killorglin Community Council. On the Screaming Pope side of things, they were terrific monetarily to us. They were very, very generous. And on the K-Fest side of things, these boys have actually worked their socks off this weekend, so I want to thank them. The representative from them, it's a little bit awkward. The representative from Carrick House Hotel is actually my father. Killorglin Community Council, sorry, did I say Killorglin Community College? Oh, Carrick House, oh sorry. Fuck's sake. Alright, I have to talk to Frank Slattery, I think. So the representative from the Killorglin Community Council is Billy Brown. So, Billy.
On behalf of Killorglin Community Council, I think Rebecca Wall said it very well. It's not just what we can do To find the money is difficult enough for us, but we committed ourselves to it. It's what a community council can bring to the town, and on a bank holiday in Killorglin, normally you just see cars going through it and there's very few people around the place. This bank holiday is just absolutely fantastic. Every street you go, every place you go, there's people, restaurants, shops, they're all benefiting. It's easy to make a festival bigger. To make a festival better takes a terrible lot of work. This committee has done wonderfully well, and I'd just like to congratulate them. And thank you.
Now you see where I get my public speaking skills from. Our final two sponsors, again, it's slightly awkward keeping it in the family. It is Quiet Hell Comics. Quiet Hell Design. That's my older brother Jason. Jason, thank you for everything. You're on the KFest committee. You're on the Scream Pub committee, and sincerely thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you this year, really. So thank you. Our final sponsor is, so Jason's my older brother, Connor's my twin, he's the director of it, and now I have to thank my younger brother Billy and his girlfriend for Pretty Handsome Studios design. These guys have at the drop of a hat they've helped us out and got us out of scrapes and designed our wonderful logo and designed all our stuff. So Billy, I don't know where you are. There you are. Thank you. So Billy, thank you, and I'm immensely proud of you. So cheers. Thank you. And Roche, thank you so much. Yeah. Nicer hats, I think. Nicer hats. It's the same hairline, unfortunately.
A bit better.
I have one more thank you, and it's to the actual Screaming Pope Prize committee. Everybody on the Screaming Pope Prize committee is a member of the KFS committee. These guys have absolutely run themselves ragged, really all year. We meet once a week, then we meet twice a week, then we meet 3 times a week. We are constantly in meetings. We all have jobs. We all have families and other commitments, but we don't get paid for this. We do it because we believe in it. We believe in art. We believe in this town, and we want to try and do something to help. So thank you, guys. Thank you, really. Okay, let's get to the fun part then. That's all the speeches and all the talking done. We're here to give a prize. The way it works is it's the same as last year. We have 4 finalists and we have 1 winner. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to call out the 4 finalists and then I'm going to call out the winner. So the judges have deliberated. They've met everybody over the weekend. We had a big long 3.5-hour discussion earlier on. Every single artist was considered. There was nobody left out of the loop. Everybody was talked about, and the response and the feedback has been really great. 5 artists stood out in particular. I'm not going to name them in any particular order. I'm just going to name them as I see them. So the first artist and the first finalist is Laura Poff. Where's Laura? So Laura is actually a college student. She's in her 3rd year of LSAD doing sculpture and combined media. Laura, we were all actually blown away by your work and your commitment to your work. For those who aren't familiar, Laura's work is in the Goat. It's on the 1st floor of the Goat, so by all means check it out tomorrow. It's really wonderful stuff, so congratulations, Laura. Stay here. So the next person that stood out is Pavel Bobleska from Campden Palace.
That's close for the picture.
So, for those who want to know, Pavel is part of the Campden Palace Hotel. Camden have come down in force and they've taken over Boyles. Thank you, Camden, for that. Pavel's work is on the first floor of Boyles, so please, by all means, check it out. Once you see it, you'll definitely remember it. I won't say any more about it. Our next finalist, part of a curated space. The space was curated by Dara Lynch, and the finalist is Martina Furlong. Is Martina here?
Yeah.
There.
Hurry up, Martina. We have got all night.
Thank you. Well done. Our next finalist is again part of a curated space, and is again part of a created space by Dara Lynch, and that is Tom McLean. Tommy, you come out on yourself. So Tom's work, like Martina's, is in we call it Ruby's. It's formerly Ruby's shop. It's just off the Fairfield. Really wonderful curated space. Congratulations, Dara, on such a successful space. And so we have one more name to call, and we have our winner for 2015. A well-deserved winner. In our eyes, a very popular winner and very deserving winner. I'm not going to keep him any longer. It's Lorraine MacDonald. So, Lorraine, like Pavel, is part of Campden Palace Hotel. Lorraine was actually one of the finalists from the Screaming Pope last year, and this year she's come back and won it. Her work is utterly outstanding. I really, we can't say high enough praise about it. You're one of a kind, Lorraine. So we're delighted. Yeah, we're absolutely delighted. So could I ask Rebecca or Carla, or a representation from the judges, to maybe come up and say why we chose Lorraine as the winner? Come on, you love it.
Okay. I suppose I saw Lorraine's work last year, and when we came in, I was absolutely blown away the way it was actually displayed and showcased, and I thought it was absolutely stunning work. And I didn't get to speak to Lorraine last year, so I searched for her and I couldn't find you. And then I went back and I found you, and I just thought, oh my God, this work is amazing, amazing. And then this year when I went back and I actually saw the work, it was kind of on the Friday when nobody was looking. I went around to a lot of spaces when you weren't actually there. I just saw the work and I thought, my God, there's layers and layers and layers within that work. It's absolutely exquisite to look at. She has her totally and utterly her own style, but I suppose one of the biggest things is when I actually did get to speak to Lorraine, and she had no problem at all in actually creating work in front of other people, which I find a lot of artists actually kind of struggle with that. But she spoke to me about airbrushing and the fact she had taken it up and was self-taught and was basically in 3 months sort of perfected something because she wouldn't let it go. So sometimes when we get things and we can't perfect them, we tend to leave them or throw them on the rubbish heap and stuff. Lorraine, to me, is somebody who personifies somebody who is going to, we'll read about in years to come. She is what I believe emerging art is at this time.
So that's it, really. I suppose my last bit of duty for K-Fest, I'm knocking off the clock after this. I'm going to the pub. But we do have a lot of live music and we have a lot of great bands. So please, by all means, go to... in Kingston's tonight, there's Nanu Nanu and the Rossonango family. In Shays, there's rock blues band. And at the Dole Bar at 12:30 on, there is just some kick-ass DJs. There's also a burlesque show above in Solly Sombras. So please, guys, stay around the place and have a whale of a time.
Half 11 there is non-toxic orchestra in boys.
Yeah. Right. There we go. He's already fucking started fixing. Yeah.
So tell him to go to the
Yeah. So we're all going to the Dole Bar at 12:30 for DJs. Come join us. Guys, again, thank you. That's it. Have a great night. Cheers.